Hello, it is to check Portal Games, another episode of Askboardgames show. We are in the middle of the campaign for the first Martians. I'm saying in the middle because we are doing so well that yesterday we reached 1,500 copies sold, and that is half of the all copies that we have prepared for the period for the first Martians. So thank you for this super epic opening of the campaign. I expect that it will be going slower now, but the first 4 days were absolutely amazing, and thank you for that. And well, we are very excited. There is a lot of questions, this is like a ridiculous number of questions. I'm just staying all the time online, on Twitter, on Reddit, on BoardGameGeek, on Facebook. Everywhere you are guys asking me any questions, I'm there trying to answer them as soon as possible because there's so many of them. The most common question is about the price, so let me answer this here online once for good. You guys ask us why the price is so high on the Portal Games page. This price is not high, this is the standard price, it's the suggested retail price. The game will be in retail for $75 and we are selling the game for $75. This is a suggested retail price. There are online game stores, no mentioning the names, but there are online game stores that sell the game with a huge discount, almost half the price. But it's not the case that we have a high price. They have a very low, very good price. And of course, it's your choice. I always say in a business, in a trading, in a buying, you have always different offers and you have to choose the offer that is best for you. So for example, if for you the most crucial is to having a very good price, you go online and you're buying the games or products or whatever you want to buy online, because online has always discounts and a lower price. If for you it's important to be a loyal for local community and local for the local business, you buy at your local game store because you want to give your dollars or your euro to the local game store and support the local community and the local game stores, etc. And if you want to support the publisher, the guys who designed the game, the guys who actually did the game, if you want to give your money to them, you buy from the publisher, and therefore you get some additional value, like stretch goals, like from us is a Choose Your Adventure book or the styles or something else. We add a little bit more value to the product because we appreciate you. So it's quite open offer. You choose a better price online, you choose a supporting local game store and you buy at local game store, or you choose a supporting us and getting a little bit better components in the game. It's your choice. We just want you to play the game. For us is the main goal. We want people to play first Martians. I spent with Marek and all the team almost 2 years playtesting the game and doing all these scenarios, and we are really sick of this game at this very moment. But we want you guys to play the game. If you buy it on a local game store or online game store, or if you buy from us, we will be happy anyway. We just want you to play the game. So once again, it is not the case that we have a very high price. It is the other guys have a very low price, and why not to buy them from them, of course. It's absolutely your choice, and we are super happy if you have the game, whatever source you are using. Am I right?
Of course.
This is MP3. Of course. Again. So this was it. Last week we had a contest for having a chance to win De Profundis Spanish edition. It was contest only for people who speak in Spanish, and we had a couple of people who contacted us and said that they are speaking Spanish. And we will send it to the sir who has a nickname Paratututubo. Paratututubo. And he said he'd like to have De Profundis. He loves all Orange games. And he says, y en Mexico tenemos que divulgar más sus juegos.
And what does that mean?
I hope he's not offending us. Whatever you said, sir,
you get it.
You get it. The Profundis is going to you. We will ship. I believe he's from Mexico, but I'm not sure.
Maybe.
So this De Profundis is going for very far away from Poland, but we are shipping it to you. Thank you for participating in the contest, and of course we have another contest because we have also English edition of the game. De Profundis in English, original release by the Hogshead Publishing back then in 2002 or 3, I believe. Very old stuff. This is a tremendous, amazing role-playing game about writing the letters.
I love the cover of this. It's so amazing. It's not you at this cover? Like, it's very similar to you.
It was old times when we just were learning how to use Photoshop. Do you know the game?
No, I know what kind of the game is,
Okay.
but I never played.
So this is the game that you are writing letters with the players. There is no game master. We can play this is called I don't remember the actual name, but there's a couple of players. They are sending to each other letters, and in the letters they are describing what just happened in their lately in their life. But of course, because it's a role-playing game, they are making up some stories. Like I just saw this very strange person, and he had something very strange notebook, and I saw there was mysterious something, blah blah blah, and you send this letter to the guy, and he said, please, and he writes a letter to you. Please describe me how the man looked like. You send a letter to him. He looked like that. Blah 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 blah. The other guy says, wow, I saw this man in my city, and you are creating the story. So this is about the cooperative play of generating and making up the stories that make somehow sense, and of course they are horror stories set in the Lovecraftian universe. Letters from the Abyss. Super unique, super amazing game. This game won the Diana's Award game for the excellence in gaming. Back then, very prestigious award for role-playing games. So De Profundis, one of you may play De Profundis very, very soon. Just leave your comments below and tell us why you want to play De Profundis and if you want to send the letters to your friends. Guys, in the meanwhile, we just released in Poland Hero for Rent. I strongly recommend to play this game in English version from Yellow Games. This is a super fun, super great game. Hero for Rent, we recommended we do it in Poland, and we recommend it if you want to buy German, French, Spanish, whatever edition you have in your country. Hero for Rent, very smart, very cool game. Basically, most of these games, I would say all of them, are super fun. We released many of these games already in Poland, and Hero for Rent is the newest addition to the line here in Poland. And I have many questions what I am going to do when I'm done with the first Martians. First of all, I'm on vacations, and I'm going to do nothing.
Come on, nothing.
And of course, we are going to play test another stuff. So we have expansion for Imperial Settlers upcoming, of course. We will announce probably at PortalCon the name of this expansion and the theme of the expansion. We have to finish Aftermath. It is almost ready. It is almost ready, but we have to playtest it a few more times, and we have to add few more skills. So it is, I would say, 1 or 2 months of work for all of the team, because playing Cry Havoc, you have to play with the 4 players. It's 3 players and 2 players, so we have to have different groups. So this is our plan for now, and then we'll probably get back to Robinson Crusoe and do some.
And between these 2 titles, we have also Alien Artifacts.
And Alien Artifacts, yes. Yeah. Marcin is doing Alien Artifacts, and we are playtesting it as well. So there is always some work to do at Portal Games, and we always have some designs to playtest. Don't worry, I will not be on vacations for too long. Speaking about Robinson Crusoe, we have Poachers. This is the new scenario. This is a fan-created scenario. This is created by one of the Polish fans of the game. A super cool scenario, and this scenario is available from our website. You can buy it as a promo from our website. This scenario was a free gift in the early launch of Robinson Crusoe in States. So everybody who was participating in the early launch for Robinson Crusoe was given such a scenario. Everybody else can buy it from our web store. As I said, it's a fan-created scenario, so kudos to the designer. Very good scenario. I played it, I like it, and I contacted the designer that we would like to make it official, so here it is. Which reminds me that Robinson Crusoe, the first print, was sold out in December. By the way, when I was looking at the Reddit lately, we got lots of flame and hate for not having enough Robinson Crusoe. I don't know if you know that. People have not enough Robinson Crusoe. There was a lot of people who said, I pre-ordered the game at Mitchell's Market or Crusoe INC and I didn't get the game. Portal Games, wake up. What can we say? We printed as many copies as we were suggested by distributors. So distributors gave us demand, gave us predictions for the game, and then we started making marketing. And it turned out that more people want to play Robinson Crusoe than distributors expected, and the whole print run was done in 2 weeks. just like that. It just came to the retailer and then disappeared. And the new print run just for American market just reached our warehouse in the States. And as far as I was informed yesterday, it is also sold out totally. So second print run is also sold out at the distribution level. So now it is the game is at the retail, at the game stores. So if you want to buy Robinson Crusoe, please hurry because it will be disappearing very, very soon as well. I'm super sorry for that. We are doing our best with predicting the demand. We are doing our best discussing with distributors. I have every other week, twice a month, I have a Skype calls with the distributors talking about the demands, talking about the hype, talking about the orders, etc., etc. We are doing the best we can. And yet it is super difficult to predict the hype for the game and demand. So once again, I'm sorry for everybody who's disappointed with the lack of the copies on the market. We are doing our best. We just started a huge print in China for Robinson Crusoe as well with the first Martians, and we hope it will meet the demand and there will be no longer problems with Robinson Crusoe. So this is update for the situation, about my vacation, about what we do in Poland, about what we have in our web store, what we have from our fans, the gifts, and now we can go to your questions and answer your questions, right?
Okay.
Okie dokie.
John Abraham Silva asks, I want to know which trends do you think we will see in the board game industry during 2017? I feel like we are at a historical peak in board game consumption, but I would like to know your thoughts and what changes you foresee. Greetings from LA.
We see for the sometime a huge shift from Euro games and from the dry games, dry thematic, into the very narrative games, and the time stories is super hyped. The game was released a year ago in the Essen, I believe. So it was 2015.
Yeah, 2015.
And for the whole 2016, the brand of the time stories was only getting stronger and stronger. I know you play the game. You have a couple of expansions. Asmodee is announcing a new expansions every other time, and each time they announce new expansion, everybody's super pumped for the stuff. So we see this super huge drive for the narration. We have announced for this year the game called Sherlock Holmes Consulted Detective, the new stories, Jack the Ripper, and it is already super hyped. The Asmodee announced Escape, the game. So once again, we are cooperatively having to solve some puzzle and being in some sort of trap and solve the mystery and solve the trap and escape. Portal Games is doing the first Martians, super strong storytelling game with the 2 campaigns included. I know about other publishers who haven't yet announced their games. They are also working on a very strong narrative games. One of the most hyped games at this very moment, Gloomhaven, is a game with a huge campaign. It was a Kickstarter. And now it will be released in 2017. It's a huge campaign that can be played for, I believe, 150 hours of a campaign. Epic story. So we see, like in 2012, when we started Robinson Crusoe and we started telling about board games that tell stories, and Mr. Feld and Mr. Rosenberg were super famous, and now we see the shift that, of course, we still have a very strong Euro games presence. We still have Mr. Uwe Rosenberg and Mr. Stefan Feld being super celebrities and having a lot of fans, but we see that the mass market, we see that Asmodee is pushing in this narrative direction, and the games like the time stories, like the Sherlock Holmes Detective, like the First Martians, like a Gloomhaven, are moving boundaries to the story, to the narration, to the novel approach to the board gaming. And we have one more game in the development that is not yet announced, that is also super strong in terms of narration, and this is also very narrative game for you guys. So trends for now, from my perspective, narration, story-driven games, and the thing that this is what I love in the game. This is how we started, how we began being famous with the Stronghold, with the Robinson Crusoe, with now First Martians, campaigns, narration. That's what drives me, and it happens that it drives you as well. So we are living in a very good times for Portal Games and for you guys.
I think 2017 will be the year of the virtual reality games.
Really? With the apps? I think it's too early, but it's coming, yes. Yeah, the apps will be stronger and stronger. And I know about a couple of designers who have the games in design that uses apps. So the apps are coming. That is true, but I think in 2018 will maybe the moment when we will see many games with the apps. In 2017 we'll have a couple of them. Mansion of Madness gets a very good feedback so far, and First Martians hopefully will have a very good feedback as well. And I hope it will open a lot of doors for other publishers and other companies that will use apps in their games. I know there is a new game from Bezier Games, a new Ultimate something with the app as well. So yes, apps are coming to the market very strongly these days as well.
Andrew Ingersoll asks, I'd like to know your favorite game mechanics for telling stories and why they stand out to give player those experiences.
My favorite mechanism in the game is worker placement, but if you're talking about telling stories, I'm super proud and super happy with the solution we have in Robinson Crusoe, and we of course use it as well in First Martians. That is that at some point there is some event that happened, adventure, you take this card and you shuffle it for later in the event deck. So this is the moment when in the chapter 1 or in chapter 2 you broke your leg, or in chapter 3 you were bitten by the insect. And then in chapter 7, there will be consequences. And this is super like reading a book. The story is growing. The events and the situations that happen at the beginning have some consequences later on. And I believe that the Robinson Crusoe builds amazing story-driven narration, because these adventures pop up later with the consequences. And we have the same mechanism, and even richer in the First Martian with the follow-up mechanism and chain events and all the kind of stuff that we designed for the First Martians to build this narration, to make that something happens at the beginning of the story and then later on it pops up again and you say, wow, yes, that's the consequences. We had this back then and now it kicks us or it helps us or whatever. So building a narration, this is what drives me, and I really like this mechanism in Robinson Crusoe and First Martian.
Ben Nicholson asks, Trevik, what's your favorite type of game component? Meeple, wooden cube, discs?
Ben, for me, I like custom wooden pieces. Like these dudes from Impress Settlers. By the way, I personally designed the shape of these guys. I love these guys. I love these small bananas in Robinson Crusoe. I love from here the apples called tomatoes. All these small pieces, I really like them. Of course, I'm a hardcore old school miniature guy, so all the games from Cool Mini or Not makes me super happy, as well as the Cry Havoc. As you guys know, I painted all the miniatures in the Cry Havoc. Now I'm painting the others. I'm in the middle of painting the Blood Rage, so I love miniatures, of course. But in terms of the board games, I super like cute wooden pieces. This is what drives me.
Cody asks, after designing a game with tons of research, playtest and development, will you design a small game or go big again?
Cody, I wish I could design a small game, but I can't. I'm the guy that when he starts the designing, he has a huge table of the notes, huge table of the cards, huge table of everything, and I'm just adding. I cannot design a small game. A few times I was asked for doing that for different publishers to design for them a smaller game, and I cannot. I have no skill set for that. I am the guy who has to make a big game. This is a huge problem for me, but well, that's my skill set. I cannot to do smaller games, so no small game from me. Probably never. Guys, we are running because the guy just told me that we are already talking for 20 minutes, so apparently
22.
Super. So apparently I had a very long introduction, so we are shutting down the show right now, and I will go back to your questions next week. Sorry, there is so many questions here. Mai and Patrick and Ben and Steve and a lot of you asking questions next week. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting First Martians. Please share the news about the campaign. Let's close this campaign in a few days. And I love you. Stay tuned. Bye-bye.